Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
It's FriYAY, FriYAY, and welcome to the Daily Dish, the Q&A edition. By the way, this is recorded. So I just wanted to mention that in case you're coming in and saying, why is she not saying hello to me? I'm saying hello to you in my mind and in my heart. You know that at all times. And I love you and I care about you and I'm grateful for your ever presence here. So thank you so much for showing up. Today is Q&A, as I say, so we always answer questions that you send in. So if you have a question that you would like answered next week, or even a couple of questions, all you have to do is send it into support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday goes right there in the subject line, and that will get us to the place of getting that done. Okay? We will get your questions answered next Friday. That's number one. Secondarily, what you need to know is we have a text message application. Have you seen it yet? I'm not going to be able to get, well, am I going to be able to give the phone number? Because we don't have the thingies coming up. Usually there's a little banner that comes up. Oh, there it is. Okay. There's the phone number right there if you want to be a part of our text message group. It's an exclusive group that loves a great screaming deal and also adores our sense of humor and our fun, quirky art and all of that. Well, I have to say, our Amber does it all for us, and she does a phenomenal job. And you get discounts, you get free stuff. It's just a fun place. We just do it once a week, so it's a fun thing to belong to. To get on board, it's free. All you have to do is send a text message to this phone number, 855-960-3720. And put the word join all in caps right there in the little message part. We will send a message back. You need to reply yes, again, all in caps. Then you'll be in. If you have any problems beyond that, we have a tutorial that'll teach you how to do that. We'll put that in the comments so that you'll know how to get it done. That's number one. And number two is check with your mobile phone people, just in case there's some kind of an adjustment you need to make on your phone. We've had people say, I can't get in and I don't know what it is. And I get it. It's a pain in the neck, isn't it? Here's our quote of the week. It's a good one. I don't believe you have to be better than everyone else. I believe you have to be better than you ever thought you could be. And the reason I love this so much is because it puts the onus of our greatness, if you will, on us. It's our little seed of wonderment and uniqueness in this world that we get to cultivate, that we get to grow. And each one of us has that inside. And you believe that if you understand that you are fearfully and wonderfully made here on purpose and for purpose. Keep that in mind. Tuck that in your little garden, would you? I love that. It's beautiful. All right. And also, cheers. This is to you, Miss Nancy. You know, I'm always drinking my hot milk mix with you, even if it is a little bit early because this is recorded. And hot milk mix is our exogenous ketones. There it is. Isn't that fantastic? Exogenous ketones, meaning it's going to keep you in ketosis and also full of electrolytes. So it's going to keep you feeling really good. You know, it's not just athletes that need electrolytes, it's us as well. So you can find that in Saving Dinner. I drink this once a day and it makes all the difference in the world, especially during a workout. Now, by the way, in mine, I also have L-glutamine and a little powdered vitamin C. Why not? Keep it going. Our supplement of the week is Crave Crusher. Now, what is this? This is a proprietary formula for us. I'm going to tell you just a little bit more about it today, okay? It's a proprietary formula for us that, yes, it does have a little L-glutamine in it, which I use L-glutamine as an emergency, cut off the cravings right away. But this is a sustainable one throughout the day. You take 4 capsules. I know it sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, when you're going to bed and you're laying there in bed and you realize, you know, I haven't been in the kitchen rattling around in the cupboards or opening the refrigerator looking for those, snacks. I stayed away. I wouldn't even think about it. That's what Crave Crusher does. So Leptofix and Crave Crusher, 2 supplements I would not be without. This is an amazing deal. If you buy 3, we're going to get a 4th one free. And I love this so much. I take it every day myself. savingdinner.com/show. Remember, proprietary formula. You're not going to find this anywhere else. That's ours. Okay? I told you about that. Guess what's happening tomorrow? Full Bloom's here. It's here. And, can I just ask for some pinkies up prayers from all of you lovelies? One of the reasons I'm recording this show is to go back into my writer's cave and just refine and pray over and fluff up my presentation for tomorrow, which I am absolutely over the moon with. I don't think I've done anything quite as soulful as this. If that intrigues you at all, you might want to check it out. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom. It is a virtual event. It is recorded. We start at 9 o'clock in the morning on Eastern time. I know it's really rough for you all in the on the West Coast, but we've had people show up from everywhere. We got somebody from Australia who is planning on attending, but it's recorded, and I'm going to go through all of that in a minute because we had a question specifically about Full Bloom. And it's going to give you some tools for creating a magical life. This is the name of Full Bloom this time is creating magic in your life. And as I believe, this is the key to your vibrancy and also the key to your purpose. Because if we can find purpose and vibrancy in our lives, we have the most exciting, exquisite lives that we get to live. That's what it's all about. Not the jean size, not the lipstick, that. So anyway, so we have that. Savingdinner.com/bloom, by the way. Go get your ticket now, right? Lastly, the other thing that I just want to bring up is it's never too late to get onto the Hot Melt 30. We have a lot of people who are doing this and a lot of people who have done this in the past and found this to be the key to their success for making this into a lifestyle, creating this into something that is sustainable and livable. And it's because we understand this is where the great divide is. There are those that are saying, do this plan, get on this plan, you're going to get this plan. I mean, how many weight loss gurus are there out there, right? But when we understand that we are way more than our jean size or the color of our lipstick or any of the other things, it's more than our appearance. It's about our health. It's about our vibrancy. It's about our purpose. It's about the people that we touch every day in our lives. Then we understand it's going to take a whole heck of a lot more than just some eating plan, right? Entirely more than that. That's why I want you to go take a peek at this, because we recognize and honor the full woman, heart, mind, body, and soul. We recognize you as way more than a size, way more than what you look like, so much more than that. So go take a look at the Hot Melt 30. Yeah, we started the challenge on April 1st, but you could jump in anytime. And if you're like Tanya or a lot of our lovelies, you just keep going. Check it out at savingdinner.com/30, THIRTY. There you'll find the webinar, which I suggest you watch. It explains the components of this plan. And then you can also purchase the guide and get on board. It will really light you up. I'm not kidding. It's cool. Also, we have a sale going on, and we have very limited amounts of very limited things. We've got quote decks, we've got mindful mugs, and even Take Back Your Life journals, which we have very few left. The Take Back Your Life journal will be coming out again. Do not worry, it is not going away, because we love this concept, and so many of you have used this for creating actual attainable goals, that we're bringing it back. Expanded, new, and other things added, because you've given us all kinds of ideas on what would make it even better than it was. So that's what you're going to find with this, and we're really excited to share that with you. In the meantime, go to savingdinner.com/sale, stock up, get what you want. And don't forget, Mother's Day is around the corner. These would make great Mother's Day gifts for a woman in your life that you love, and you want her to know that she's much more than just the way she looks. Also, I'm just going to do, this is a flash thing, by the way. Flash, oops, what was that? And flash, oh, what was that? Those were little somethings that are going into the swag bags, which are all going out today for our attendees to Full Bloom. savingdinner.com/bloom. You know, this is the last call. I want you to be there. Go check that out. Can I just say it? All right. We have several questions, actually only 3. And speaking of Full Bloom, I'm going to answer Rhonda's question first. Rhonda asked, is there any detailed information about what the event entails? Well, see, Rhonda's never been to one of our virtual events, so this is a great question, Rhonda. And I just want to let you know that I'm not going to have you sitting there gritting your teeth the whole day thinking, I really need a bathroom break. When is this going to stop? It is held on a platform. It's called Crowdcast. And we love Crowdcast because Crowdcast gives us the ability to play music, to chat with each other, to bring people on camera, to do hot seats, which are really vital. And hot seat is like, hey, I'm stuck. Can you help me out? And I kind of laser focus and coach you through different things. Those happen later on in the afternoon after we have lunch. We have hot seats. There's a small application. We'll give that out at lunchtime if you want to jump on board and do it. And there's much, much more to go. Our theme this whole year is about magic and creating the kind of magic in your life that helps you see your way to your own unique purpose and your own vibrancy. Like I said, the very thing that we are all looking for to claim as our own so that we can have this kind of a life that we're excited to get up to every morning, you know? So that's the detailed information that I can give you. I mean, the schedule starts at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And we start with, we usually start with kind of setting an intention, a meditation, and just kind of quietly gathering ourselves to become fully present in the day. During the time, you're going to see me just like you see me now, on camera, talking to you, giving you different things. There'll be handouts in some of the sessions, not all, that you'll be able to have and keep and all of that and print out, etc. So that's fun. And then the other thing that you should know is that, you know, you'll be given this delicious swag bag when I was just kind of sharing some of those things that will come in the mail to you. And those swag bags are lovely because they are just helping with the concepts, put these concepts into play and helping you to see yourself the way your creator sees you, by the way, you know, fearfully and wonderfully made, beautiful, completely beautiful. So that's what our swag bags are about. We don't give you a bunch of, you know, tchotchkes and junk. This is well thought out, beautiful tools for you to use for your betterment. So I think you'll enjoy that. That will come several days. I mean, obviously, if you sign up today, it's going to be coming next week sometime, depending on where you live. But it will come, and it will be a reminder of the time that you created for this whole event. The other thing that we do is that we ask you to take notes. So taking notes would involve different things like these. Now, some people like to take notes with a pen. Other people prefer a pencil. That would be me because you can erase it and you don't see the mess that you left behind. I hate taking a pen and going, no, it's all wrong, or going over a word or whatever. And it's just like this blob in the middle of my paper. Call me a perfectionist if you want to. Just how I feel about it. And, you know, I believe that life is meant to be lived with pencils. We get the opportunity to erase certain things, don't we? And to make it a little bit better. That's what this is all about. So a pencil with an eraser, do that. And a pencil sharpener, if not, or extra draft pencils. I like these big old, you know, they're for little kids, but I'm a little kid at heart, so I guess I like those. They have them at Staples. They're Bic, I think, makes them, the big pencils, triangular ones. I also would suggest that you bring a little highlighters that you might want to just highlight something and say, you know, that really spoke to me. And if there's something during this one of the sessions that you say, oh, I want to hear that again, then you can put a timestamp, because that will be shown on the screen of what it is that you're listening to. So, it might say 12 minutes, 12, I don't know, 12, 15, 32 or something. I don't know. Put that timestamp down, and then you can search through it when you get the recording. And right after the whole thing is over, which it ends at 5 p.m. Eastern, with plenty of breaks, with a 30-minute lunchtime, the whole bit, then you will have the opportunity to go back and just zero in on what it is that you want. But that's how the whole day is. And we're not doing any activities. Before we did, kind of went through and talked through vision boards and all of that. There will be times for that. When we do our in-person event, which is coming July 29th, right here in Brevard, North Carolina, we will definitely have an afternoon activity. I've been collecting magazines. We will be doing small vision boards that you can take on airplanes and everything. So exciting, right? It is really exciting. And I hope that you join us. I think it's going to be something that you'll find to be quite enjoyable. Plus the connection, you get to chat during the whole thing. And, my only quest in this whole thing is to make sure that we are connecting as a community, and that we're not sitting there saying, oh, hey, Joan, good to see you. What's going on? How's the dog? I don't want that kind of chat going on. I want the kind of chat that's encouraging, that says, that spoke to me, or I needed to hear this, or something, that is encouraging to somebody else to just maybe pipe up a little bit. But the whole idea and the whole purpose of having the chat going on is to connect with community, so that you are, you're right on connected heart to heart. That makes a big difference. It's part of our whole quest with this. So I hope that helped. If there's any other questions that you have, please send them into support@savingdinner.com. And I hope that answered your question thoroughly. But, you get to watch it at your leisure, and also you get to have the recording for later. So there might be something there that you want to go back and watch, even if it's the whole thing. I've had a couple of people tell me that they do, when they're feeling like they're in a funk, they go back to one of our old full blooms, which is neat. All right, this one's from Chris, and she says, when, how long, and why do we take Carb Crusher? Now, we have Crave Crusher and we have Carb Cutter. So I'm not sure which one she means. So I'm going to explain both. How's that? Especially because Crave Crusher is the supplement of the week. And like I explained to you, this is a long, sustainable carb crushing. It gets rid of those cravings. Crave crushing rather. It really makes sustainability an all-day thing, so that you're not thinking about food, so that you're not thinking about the thing that you want to usually go after. It's a big deal, especially for those of us who, and I can coming from the place of being a food addict. Yeah, this is a big deal. So that's what this is about. So how long and why would you take this? When you would take this when you break your fast, hopefully with a smoothie. I love smoothies because it hits all the nutritional bases, and it also keeps you full for a long time, and it just checks all the boxes, okay? And that helps set us up for success for the rest of the day. So we're not going to be doing stuff that we wish we hadn't done. We want to stay away from going high carb in the morning. And what happens is, I used to think oatmeal was the best thing in the world till, an hour later I was like, I'm hungry, and I just had a bowl of oatmeal. What's up with that? It's all those carbs. It just triggers more wanting to eat. So my thought for this whole thing, Carb Crusher, or now you got me saying it. Crave Crusher is that if you have issues with cravings, if you have food addiction issues, if you're crossing over that great abyss of going from being a sugar burner to a fat burner and changing fuel sources, you know what I'm saying? So that you're tapering down on those carbs and starting to go more into ketosis and all of that. This would be something that you're going to probably want to take for at least a month. This is just full on honesty. I don't trust myself. because I will inevitably come up with some idea like, oh, just this once won't hurt. And I've proven that theory out. It doesn't work. So I just take it every day. It is my precautionary part of my thing. It's in my supplements daily. I don't trust myself. This makes it so that I am trustworthy, and I'm not relying on just my own grit to get me through. So that's why I love this so much. And, honestly, we don't sell as much as this as I thought we would. And I'm shocked because this to me is a lifesaver in a bottle. That's what this is about. So that's the why, that's the how long, and that's the when. Okay. Now, if you're asking about Carb Cutter is a different beast entirely. What we do in the hot melt way, really, which is the hot melt sprint, hot melt 30, hot melt anything, but it is a hot melt way. It's a way of life where we're cutting back on the carbs so that our carbs are basically coming from green vegetables with lots of fiber. And we're just saying, we don't need the grains. We really don't. This is what they use to fatten livestock, y'all. Grains, for a reason, because they are high density, very high in calories type of a food, which even though we don't count calories, this is just going to overload us on the glycemic index and the whole 9 yards. And all of those carbohydrates aren't doing us any favors. If you have a waist that's 35 inches or above, your body's letting you know that it's storing fat. It's storing fat because insulin's too much. This is either because of impending insulin resistance, or else full-blown diabetes type 2. Now, my strong suggestion is that you just back away from it. I'm going to tell you something that might blow you away. Did you know that carbohydrates are the one nutrient that's not essential? Let it fall. It's the one nutrient that's not essential. You have to have protein. You have to have fat. You don't have to have carbohydrates because our body makes it out of anything. So you eat a steak, that's all protein, right? Well, your body's going to manage to get the glucose out of that steak and turn it into a carbohydrate-like substance that your body can metabolize and use. Because all of our cells, including our brains, use glucose to basically energize and fire our the way we work. But we are also able to extrapolate that from our food, even fat, yes, isn't that bizarre? And also we're using ketones. We're not using sugar anymore. And sugar and ketones just are basically, it's a metabolic, almost like a metabolic waste product that our bodies use when we don't have sugar present. It's fascinating. And it's also puts us in fat burning mode like nobody's business, because when sugar isn't present in our bodies the way, it would be if we were, constantly eating carbs. And I'm talking even like sweet potatoes and whole wheat bread and all these things that are good for us. If we're not doing that, then our bodies have to lean on another form of fuel, and that's the ketones. Okay? That's just a quick little synopsis on what that is. And when that happens, that means that insulin isn't constantly being pumped out and glucagon is present. When glucagon is present, glucagon really helps with the fat burning. And glucagon and insulin cannot be present at the same time. So that's fascinating stuff. It was for me anyway to learn all of this. And, we can boost that up even further by intermittent fasting, keep that going, like just simply push back on your breakfast until you're really hungry. Break your fast with a smoothie or something like that. Or if you can, even go further and go till noon or a little bit later than that and have a little bit more of some time. That also sticks you into fat burning mode. But what's Carb Cutter about? Carb Cutter is a white kidney bean extract that has been shown to help block amylase, which is an enzyme that is secreted in your saliva in your mouth when you start chewing. And what amylase does is it starts the process of breakdown of the carbohydrates. Well, guess what? If it doesn't break down in your mouth, it's going to go through and you're going to have less processing, less impact from the carbohydrates. That's what this does. The worst thing that can happen is if you're constantly chugging down these things is you might get a little bit bloated, you might get a little bit, gassy. But my strong suggestion is you use this for, you're going to have a special anniversary dinner, and you're going to be maybe having a bite of this and a bite of that. You're going to still stay basically on your plan, but there's going to be some fudging in there, shall we just say. This is going to keep you from having to pay the price. That's exactly what this is. We brought this out right around Thanksgiving, and I was like, this is your Thanksgiving. Be thankful for this, because it will really help, when you're eating those mashed potatoes and having a slice of pumpkin pie. That's what this does. So it is a good thing to have, and it's a good thing to keep in mind. If you're going out to dinner or you're going someplace that you're thinking, there might be some kind of little temptation afoot. Well, that's how you take care of it. Okay. Carb Cutter. I love Carb Cutter. I think it's just the best. We keep it on our countertop at home. The other night, I made some coco van, and we were watching the Julia Child thing. And of course, when I was in France, what they did with coco van and boeuf bourguignon, that said in my best Julia Child, it was always served with potatoes dauphinoise, which is very much like our scalloped potatoes. But what they do is they take those potatoes and they thinly slice them on the mandolin so they're all even and beautiful. Well, I took a big pan of potatoes dauphinoise to an Easter brunch that we went to with some friends here in our subdivision. And, I was eyeballing those, and I thought, well, guess what's in my purse? A little Carb Cutter. And so I had, like this much, just a little bit. And it was just enough. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. But I also had the Carb Cutter. And, for me, who is I am very carb sensitive. A lot of us are, because we've abused ourselves with a lot of carbs. Let's just be honest about it, right? So Carb Cutter to the rescue. It served me well, made me feel better, and I didn't get the impact the next day. All right, so that's what those two things are about. This is from Tammy, and she said, I used a collagen shot during Dirty Fast this week. It was yummy, but very sweet. I assume from the hot milk mix. I'm wondering why we can have a sweet taste, stevia, in collagen shots, but are avoiding it in our coffee. It's a great question, Tammy. And I am going to give you the answer that I think is really going to help, because this is not the first time I've had this question. And it makes sense. Like, hey, there's no logic here. Show me the reasoning why. I am about to do that. Well, remember I was just talking a minute ago about intermittent fasting and kind of pushing it out a little bit. We all love to do that a little bit, because there's all kinds of metabolic processes going on in our body. The best one, of course, is autophagy. And autophagy is the metabolic cleanup that comes along. I say it's like a little Pac-Man going, yep, 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 yep. And when you go into autophagy, that means that you have been fasting for a certain period of time. About 15 to 18 hours is when it traditionally kicks in. Not everybody's the same, remember that. And, your mileage may vary. It might kick in at 15 hours, it might not. It might kick in on 18 hours for you. But the point is when autophagy is present, you're doing a great big cleanup. It's cleaning up all kinds of dead cells. It's even going to clean up things like skin tags, cellulite, excess skin. It's going to take care of stretch marks. I think I've shared with you, I used to have stretch marks all over my stomach. I had them, right up to, my boobs, all on the sides and up through my hips. I had 2 children back to back that were almost 10 pounds each. And my body just went, just stretch marks city, like tiger claws on my sides. They are all gone. And it's all from intermittent fasting, some a little bit of longer fast and what have you, and then also collagen building back. To collagen build, you want to use perfect paleo protein, you want to use beauty support, and you want to be drinking bone broth on the daily. This is how we build back. Remember, while things are being torn down, your body needs new material to build back, and we want to build back better. We build back better by giving our bodies the quality materials that it needs. I love bone broth because of all the minerals involved with bone broth, as well as the collagen. I love beauty support because it helps us to make our own collagen, and our own collagen is difficult to make after the age of 35, where we don't have the ability to do it like we did when we were younger. So this gives us the support. And then taking in actual collagen ourselves, that's going to make a huge difference. That it gives us the collagen we all desperately need. 97% of us, by the way, have a deficit in collagen simply because we don't eat the way we used to. In our grandparents' day, they used to eat nose to tail. They ate all the stuff. They ate all the weird innards and they sucked marrow out of the bones. They did all the stuff that we all ew about. Go into the store and what are you going to see? Everything looks really antiseptic, clean, and you can't tell what it is. You got little rows of pink things that are chicken breasts. It doesn't even look like chicken. Just think about that for a minute. Let that land, because that is how we got to this place of this huge collagen deficit. And we feel it in our hair, skin. We see it in our hair, skin, and nails. We feel it in our joints. Every single tissue in our body needs collagen. As a matter of fact, there's more collagen in your bone than there is calcium. So just keep thinking this way, like, how do I get that collagen? And I need to be getting the collagen in, as well as doing all of that. So the whole thing, a roundabout thing, and I'm giving you an intense answer here, Tammy, but the reason that I'm saying this is most of us who are in this place of doing these dirty fasts and what have you are looking forward to being in this place of autophagy, because autophagy is where that cleanup happens, right? And if we do this over a period of time, we're not going to have great big hanging skin and all of that. But we interrupt autophagy if our body tastes sweet. So if we're putting stevia in our coffee, at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're thinking, oh yeah, but I'm just putting a little stevia in my coffee because that's how I like it. Then our bodies might say, oh, we're eating now. Here comes the insulin. Here comes the this, and here comes the that, because it's called sugar dysregulation. And it happens with a lot of women who are insulin sensitive, or rather insulin resistant and not insulin sensitive. And, 1 out of 4 women is insulin resistant, by the way, 1 out of 4. And if that is, and the older we get, the more it is. Like over 50 is 1 out of 3, and over 60, I don't even want to know. But that's just the truth of the matter. So we need to train our bodies back into that place of insulin sensitivity by making sure that there is no sugar dysregulation going on, and that when we're breaking our fast, which has the stevia in the smoothie mix, for example, in our perfect paleo protein, that it's okay for our bodies to say, oh, here comes the sweet, because there's other things there and there's other calories there, and it makes sense for you then. But for a lot of us who are really treasuring these longer intermittent fasts so that we can get into the place of autophagy, we don't want to mess with that. We want to make sure that coffee or that tea is black, nothing else in there, nothing else. Super important. And when we do that, then it's like we're having nothing. We're having nothing. So that's how all of that works. And there you go with all of our questions for the day. How do you like that? Friday's Q&A. Done and dusted. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp, if you're a part of Full Bloom. It's real easy to get there, by the way. You just have to put on your slippies and get there. savingdinner.com/bloom. Go get your ticket. What are you waiting for? Peace be with you. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.